there's a plane going over, and the guy was like, nah, just need to put some water on my face. I'll be okay. And she's like, your skin's really cold. And I was like, no.
Also, the use of "Zombie" by the Cranberries. Yes, exactly, exactly. Love it. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, look, I'm glad you finally saw it, man.
I was
Oh
like,
man.
so I was working on some stuff, and then I was like, you know what? Like, I really have to watch this movie. I was like, and I did watch Fast 9 last night. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, let me sit down and watch this too, because I was like, I really want to see this too. Yeah, that shit was intense, man. I was like, oh wow, this is like the most intense like zombie movie like I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. No, yeah, like straight up, like I was the first time I saw it, man. Like I said, I feel like just like everybody else, I was like, okay, zombie movie, let's do this. But then you're watching it, and like there's a lot going on in this movie, and it like blows your mind to the
Yeah,
point where, oh, I need a minute to unpack all of this. Like
so many
it's crazy.
storylines going into each other.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, that's so great. I was like, I felt like I was legit watching like the Justice League movie
Mhm.
again, but in zombie form.
Yeah. Except now there's zombies, which honestly I'd love to see that movie too.
Well,
But
there's like a storyline with the lead zombie and his queen, and then you have stuff with Dave and his child, but then you also have the stuff with Dave and then the other girl, and then
yeah.
the German nerd with the fucking,
Um,
and then
yeah, that was the thing,
Chambers.
like
I was like,
look,
yo,
yo, Chambers was dope. That was a dope character. Yeah. Like straight up. But yeah, I loved the storyline with Dieter and shit, what was Homeboy's name? God, I can't remember. I've seen the movie like 4 times already. I can't remember his name. But yeah, I love that relationship because it's like they start out kind of antagonistic, and then at the end of it, it's like, oh, come on, man. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, it's just that was really that was really
right there,
dope.
like, yeah, right there at the end when like the lead zombie like pops out, and they're like Vanderho was just like, hey,
Underho, that's his name.
he's like, chill. He's like, I got this,
Uh,
and then he was just getting fucked up.
yeah,
It was like I
uh,
felt like I was watching like it was like the Predator. Like remember that scene in the Predator where
yeah,
the Navajo and he was just like,
yeah.
"Let's go," and then you just hear him scream. You're like, "Yeah, that's pretty much what we thought was gonna happen."
Yep, that was not happening at all, man. Like, yeah. No, yeah, straight up good parallel, man. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Dude,
Yeah.
this
Also,
thing was
I love that Zeus, the lead zombie, I love
yeah.
that he was the only one smart enough to make like protective headgear. Like that was dope.
The thing with Maria where she was just like, "I'll come help you save your daughter. Don't worry." And then she turns and wham, dude broke. And I was like, and then the bone poked out. I was like, "Oh, that's such a nice ad."
Right? Like you never see that
No,
when you do a neck snap in a movie. And I saw that and I was like, oh
but
wow.
how
With the
delayed it was because he like turned her head. It was like, "Bruh."
yeah.
I was like, oh
Oh
shit.
yeah. Yeah, it was pretty it's pretty shocking. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, oh I loved it, man. I love that movie. Such a ride. I love like it was just the right amount of violent, you know what I mean? Like just violent and gory enough to really satiate that appetite. But
Yeah, and I
at the
kept
yeah, like what you were saying, like it's also like there's a lot of like character development and story development. Like, yeah, man, it was an experience for sure.
well, I was laughing because I was like, oh shit, this is a 2.5 hour movie. Zack Snyder once again trying to tell stories over a long period of time that I'm probably not. And I found myself now. Then when you were calling, I was like, nah, man, there's 5 minutes left. I can't turn this off yet. I was like, I'm sorry.
Yep. Yep. Oh man, no, I get it, man. I get it. That and the whole time I was like, is he watching? Is he still watching it right now?
Yep. But this is part that tripped me out, and then maybe you can answer this because I did walk away from. I had to walk away because I was cooking in the middle. So the
Right.
helicopter crashes. There's 4 passengers on, right? Three
Hmm.
of which I could account. The daughter, right? Scott, the pilot. What happened to the mom?
You know, that is the question that we everybody was asking. I mean, we all assumed like she died in the crash,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, like we don't see
Right.
her, we don't see any remains. So I don't know. I don't know. I
And we
think,
always
yeah,
think,
again, like we all just assume she's dead, but who knows?
yeah, and,
Like I
and,
said,
and usually Zack
those
Snyder's
obviously
so
going to be equal. So
yeah. And Zack Snyder's like so good about like sewing up like all those loose ends. Like that's the one I was just like, I could assume that she's dead,
yeah,
but then again, I would be wrong
yeah.
because it's
Like who
Zack
knows? Like
Snyder.
we might be completely wrong. Yeah. No, and that's true. Like I get where you come from. Where it's like, sure, we're all just gonna assume she's dead, but because it's Zach, it's like we'll just wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, she's gonna pop up in
Yeah.
Mexico. I
Oh,
survived
yeah.
this once in Las Vegas. I'll survive it here. Block.
Got him. Yeah, man. Oh man, I love that movie. It was so good, man.
Such a
So
great movie.
and
I'm glad I sat down.
it just looks gorgeous too. Zach
Yeah.
shot the whole movie with the dream lens. Gives that movie that entire like surreal dreamlike quality to it. Like that was yeah. It's a very unique looking movie for
Yeah,
sure.
lighting wise, it was really well done. I really liked the lighting in it too. It was like certain shades were done. Like I love that certain aspects of movies were meant to kept dark, and then there's like little things in there like you don't know what happened in the dark, but you know something's happening in the dark.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
glow stick scene was like my favorite scene of the whole movie.
Right? It was intense, man. It was intense. I was yeah, the whole time I was like, there was legitimately a part in the movie just talking about like mood and atmosphere and whatnot. Like it's at the beginning of the movie where, the Zeus first gets loose and he's like tearing up the soldiers or whatever. The part where he reached down and grabbed Homeboy's jaw and started pull out I legitimately was like, nope, no, no, no. Like, out loud while I was watching the movie. Like
My man's cheeks instantly got swollen too. You notice, like right when he was pulling it, just swole up and then ripped out. And then he just
I
stood
could,
up and is like, just shit's just hanging everywhere. I was like,
yeah. Oh man, it was so ugh. Yeah, that was the one in the movie that genuinely got me. And I was like, okay, I know what kind of movie I'm in for now. Let's do it.
I
But
love that
also, I
scene.
just love the. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I love that scene too, though. Like I said, like the nightlight scene, the nightstick scene was my favorite because, like, you saw Chambers, and you just assumed that she was gonna die, and you were just like,
Right.
yeah, tough breaks for her. Sorry, I don't know if we're gonna start with spoilers, heavy spoilers. But when she busted through that glass, I was like, oh, this bitch is so hardcore,
Oh yeah.
and she just,
Right.
yo, can we be honest? Like, are
Just
we to assume?
left and right.
Are we to assume that everybody in Las Vegas or around Las Vegas is now an expert in marksman? Because like the way they were all shooting, they're like, oh, that's a regular vato on YouTube. That cholo will kill everybody.
Yeah. Mikey Guzman. I love that dude, man.
It's so
He was
chill.
off. That dude was dope with his triple headshots and everything. Oh, I love the movie so much. Yeah, man. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. It's like everybody, and again, like I think you're right. I think it's like when the outbreak happened and everyone had to get real good at killing zombies. Yeah, I think that's what that is. But also, this movie, I remember when Zack Snyder's Justice League dropped, and I remember hearing everybody say like, "This is the most Zack Snyder thing I've ever seen," and it sure, but I feel like Zack heard that and he was like, "Hold my beer, fam." Because Army of the Dead is straight up the most Zack Snyder thing I've ever seen in my entire life, down to Richard Cheese and Allison Crowe singing "Viva Las Vegas" over the opening credits. That to me, I was like, yes, give me all of this. Like, oh my god, this is yeah. Zack went all in on this one, man. Like it's so yeah, you can see his fingerprints everywhere on this movie. Everywhere. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I was like, we borrowed shit from 300 because that zombie throws the fucking Zeus throws the fucking rod. Right? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, are you serious? Like, I know that the trailer gave us the undead tiger, but are you
Yeah.
serious? We gonna ride around in horses too?
Yeah. Zombie horses. I saw that and I was like, yo, all
I
right,
was like, clearly this horse's name is Pegasus.
clearly. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, man, this movie, yeah, and like we haven't even touched on, like we're just talking about like all the crazy, insane stuff that's in the movie, but like Dave Bautista, his performance in this movie, like bravo, man, bravo. Yeah, like he got me with a lot of his performance. Like he's legitimately doing real acting in this movie, and he could have just coasted through it and done like the typical action hero stuff, but he didn't. Like he put his heart and his soul into this performance, and it like shows. Like bravo, man. I am
Yeah,
continually impressed with him as an actor. Like yeah,
and I think to myself too that, and I probably catch a lot of heat for this, and I'm okay with that. I think Dave Bautista is my favorite actor of all wrestling actors, like hands down, like not even close. People be like, what about Hogan? No, but not Hogan, not not nobody. Dave Bautista so far, even more. And I know The Rock is the highest paid actor, more
right,
so than The Rock. Like
right.
Dave Bautista has some like serious range going on.
Oh yeah, and like and look, I'm with you. Like, and no shade at like no shade thrown to DJ because he's more like charm and charisma, and that's cool and all that. But like Dave, the thing I always say about Dave, like I said, like he does some real dramatic acting. Like you can see it in this movie. You can see it in his brief uh, role in Blade Runner 2049. Like he's doing real legitimate acting in that movie. And yeah, man, like I said, I'm just continually impressed with him. Like, oh man, you've come quite a way, man. Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo.
And the thing about it, I mean, like he started off as a bouncer at a club
Yeah.
in Massachusetts or like Rhode Island, and then he became like a pro. He was a wrestler. And he became a lifter, pro wrestler. Then became an MMA artist. Came back to pro wrestling. Now he's like this major actor, and it's just
Yeah.
like you kind of forget that Dave Bautista was a pro wrestler, and you forget that Dave Bautista is just Dave Bautista in general. Because like from Drax to Scott, like it's just a
Yeah.
whole different change. Not to mention like being a Spectre, like he was just a completely different type of villain in that shit. Like just
Yeah.
everything that he's been in, I'm just like, bro, like, and then he's funny. And I know Stuber wasn't like that great of a movie, but he was hilarious in that.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, like you pretty much you are legitimately a method actor, and my
Oh
only
yeah.
fear is that I need Dave to stay away from the comedy scene because I feel like him being in a comedy scene kind of throws off like everything that he does establish himself in. Like he can do like one or two roles here and there, but
Yeah.
I just want him to be in like I mean, God's sakes, we have Dune coming up, and he's gonna be in that shit, and just based on this
Yeah.
performance, based on everything else that he's done before, he's just gonna tear the house down in Dune. I'm just like, bro, like Guardians of the Galaxy is about as far as I want you, like on the
Yeah.
comedy side.
I was gonna say, because Drax is his performance there is a bit comedic, but yeah, like it's comedic in you know in bits and pieces.
Right.
But yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you 100%, man. Like he's just yeah. Like again, no disrespect to anybody else who came from a similar background, but it's like I don't know, man. Like I'm just so impressed with where he's how far he's come. It's just I can't say enough about the guy. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I've been ranting and raving for the last couple months. Just yeah, man. He's so good, man. He is so good, and I'm just super impressed. You know?
And then you look at guys like John Cena, who like John Cena, I will put out there like he's come a long ways in acting from like
Yeah,
Trainwreck. Obviously, he was in Fast Nine, which by the way, like I saw that. For those that want to know, real quick and dirty dive. Hey, you know what you sign up for. Just put it out. You know what you put yourself into. Don't worry about it. But like he's got like a super serious role, but he's like a serious badass, which more or less is like The Rock, right? Where The Rock shines in those badass roles, and when you saw him in like Be Cool, it wasn't really his fit, right? Or like the game plan, or what was the other one? The Tooth Fairy. You know what I mean? Like those movies like really didn't fit him. And the same thing with John Cena, where he did the reunion with Amy Smart. Like that wasn't a good role for him. Like they're good. Like John Cena's roles are comedic roles. Like that will be him because he has a facials that just can sell it. But Dave
Yeah.
Bautista is like on this god tier level of acting that I'm like only certain people are here, and I'm like,
Yeah.
like I'm talking about like Christopher Waltz type. Like that's where I
Yeah.
think Dave is at. Whereas like The Rock, Jason Statham types, like you're gonna be the badass, you'll always be that guy. And it's no disrespect, like we say, it's no disrespect. It's just, and for Dave being 50 years old, almost 50 years old, my man
Yeah.
just tearing the house down in all these performances.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just oh man. Yeah, Dave Bautista. I'm a fan. I'm that's all I'm saying. I'm a fan. He's a good. He's great. Movie. Like since we're already in the show, ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know, this is Nerds of the Round Table. I am of course Antonio Padilla, with me, Cliff the Red Dog Miller. We've been talking about Army of the Dead, Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, and I know this is a bit late, but spoilers. We just spoiled everything about that movie. But hey, if you haven't seen it by now, you're probably not going to see it. So hopefully we have incentivized you to watch it anyways. But so Cliff, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Army of the Dead?
Um, I'll give it 8.5. And have
Fair.
it was pretty solid B plus movie.
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 9. I was a little bit more on it, and I'm really excited to see what else they do with the universe because, like I said, they already shot the prequel that's dropping this fall, and there's the animated series that's going to be dropping I think next year. So there's a lot more coming from this world, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, I would give it a 9. I really, really enjoyed it. Probably my favorite movie that I saw. I don't know, man. It's tough to say because, like Zach, I think this is Zack Snyder's year. I don't think anybody's gonna argue that, man. Like I think he had my 2 favorite movies this year. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
9 for me. But Cliff, you mentioned it briefly. You saw F9, Fast 9. If you want to go a little bit more into it, like go ahead, man. Let people know what you thought of it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I said, right? It's crazy to think like how much like this franchise is transformed in the sense of like
It
it's always been about like agencies, you know what I mean? Like, whether it was like the LAPD or you get into like unknowns, the alphabets. But it was, what you're signing up for. Like you just really do. And I say that in the sense that it's gonna be action packed, it's gonna be wild. You're not gonna get like a whole bunch of character development in it, and you're not gonna get like a whole bunch of like dialogue, right? That you're gonna be like, yeah, this is great storytelling. But the movie itself, I found myself enjoying a lot, and the reason I enjoyed it so much, there's a couple reasons. One, it was one of our friends Chaz's birthday, so we went and checked that out in theaters. And yeah, I think that's what made it more fun because we ended up renting the whole theater out, and so it was like 9 of us just talking shit during the movie, and it was so much fun. I think that's what made it enjoyable. Um, they do go to space, if you're wondering. Yes, it is the thing that happens. We won't dive too much more into the plot part. It's ridiculous, man. I'm gonna be honest because like in the 9 movies previous, right, 10 if you're including
Hobbs
Hobbs
and
and
Shaw.
Shaw, we never once mentioned that Toretto had a brother. And it was like the biggest plot hole for me the whole time. I was like,
Right?
it could have been like a one-liner thrown away like Fast Five, and we were like, there's always family out there, or something stupid. But no, man. Like,
But by the way,
John's.
Cliff, before you go any further, that was a pretty good Vin Diesel impression just now. That was pretty good.
I just, I, I just think that it's funny because like you look at it and you're like, what the hell, man? Like it's clearly like you wanted to get another big action person in there or a big name in there. They
Yeah.
hit all the right spots. I can't even front that the movie wasn't fun to watch, but
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they hit all the right spots, you know, and they hit you with all the moments that you were looking for. A lot of cool returning characters, so that was pretty fun. Um, but yeah, overall, I mean, I'm gonna give the movie like a 7 and 3/4. It was fun. The story, there it really wasn't this, it really wasn't the story, but there's a lot of cool one-liners. And to be
Oh,
fair, there was an appearance by somebody in the movie that I did not know was gonna be in it, and I genuinely popped for it.
all right. All right. That's okay. Sounds good to me, man. I mean, like I said, I haven't seen the last couple of them, but I don't know. We'll see.
It's
Sounds
not
like you
even a
had a good.
surprise. Like, to be real, like if you just go like look at the IMDb in the character list, you'll see who
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna do that. So no, that's cool, man. That's cool. I'm glad you had a good time. I legitimately, that's honestly that's all that matters, right? If you enjoy it, that's all that matters. I did see a few things this week, Cliff, and I'm gonna bring these up because this week, Batman: The Long Halloween, Part One. Checked it out. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I was watching it and I was like, yo, this is like 1-to-1 the comic book. Like they did not mess with it much. There were a few things that were like, okay, this is different. That's a little bit different. But what they changed, I felt um, there's one thing that they changed specifically towards the end of part one, where I get why they changed it because it to keep comic book fans like myself on their toes. Because this thing happens, and I was like, oh, that didn't happen in the book. Like what? I was like, okay. Now I don't know what's gonna happen. Like it could be anything at this point. So you know, they did a good job of being faithful, but at the same time still surprising people like me who know the source material inside and out. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5, or if you want to average that, that's like an 8 out of 10. It was really good. It was really really good. I'm really hoping they stick the landing with part two because that's the part that's going to determine whether or not this was a thumbs up adaptation or a thumbs down. This is going to determine whether this is the Dark Knight Returns or Batman Hush. So, so when part two comes out, I'll let you guys know. In the meantime, do check out part one. It's pretty good. The other thing I saw this week, Cliff, is this movie,
Oh,
Nobody.
nice.
This movie, look, I'm about to go on a rant right now because this movie was so awesome. Y'all guys need to check this out right away. Like, check it out tonight. All right. Like, even if you don't, if you're not gonna buy it, rent it, whatever, watch it. It's phenomenal. I had so much fun watching this movie. They advertise it's from the writer of John Wick, and I'm not gonna lie, it does show because it feels. This is not. I didn't come up with this analogy. Swag did. By the way, Swag's not with us today. He's busy. We are recording late. We are recording on Saturday, June what is that? 26th, 2021. So Swag's not with us, but he saw it as well, and he said, "I loved it. It was like Red, the movie Red, starring Bruce Willis, meets John Wick." And I was like, "That is the perfect way to describe this movie. That's exactly the tone and the atmosphere it is." And it's like it's funny we were talking about you were talking about Fast and the Furious and like brought up Hobbs and Shaw. There's a mid credit stinger in Nobody that kind of sets up possibly its own like Hobbs and Shaw type spin-off. Like, and that's why I'm like, everybody go check out this movie. It's amazing because I want more of this. I want more Nobody. I want to see that spin-off. I want to see sequels to this movie. Like, it's so good, man. Like, this was such a surprise that I'm like, it's so good, man. And like, just like John Wick, the fight scenes are like hard hitting and brutal, and if you've never seen, like, I guarantee you, no one's ever seen Bob Odenkirk like this. Like, if all you're familiar with is Saul Goodman, like, this is gonna surprise you. like, bro, you have no idea. It was so good, man. It was so good. I cannot recommend it enough, like, to everybody out there. I'm gonna give this 5 out of 5. That's how surprising it. Like, it surprised me so much and I enjoyed it. It was so good. I'm gonna stop talking about it. I'm gonna start getting into spoilers. But yeah, if you haven't go check it out, ladies and gentlemen. It is worth it. So, yeah, those are the two movies I saw this week. So,
I'm not gonna lie, because when I saw Nobody, I was like, damn man, I was like, Sal's gonna be out here kicking ass. Like so I'm glad to hear that you're surprised about it. Like I genuinely want to see it too because I was like, this could be a lot of fun. And now that you're saying, I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to go check this out now.
oh, yeah, it's so much fun, man. It's so much fun. Oh man. All right, so there it is, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Cliff, let's get into the show proper, shall we? We got three big trailers this week. Three, and we got to talk about them. We're gonna start with we got a new trailer for Snake Eyes, and this new trailer, I was already hyped for this movie. This new trailer got me even more hyped, and I was saying this to Swag. I was like, it's a different approach to the backstory between Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow than what we're probably used to. And at first, I was like, oh, this is different. But then, like, the more the trailer went on, I was like, all right, I'm in. I'm into it. I like it. Let's do it, man. What about you, Cliff? What were your thoughts on this trailer?
Yeah, I just like the opening scene where we're like in a cage, and there's just a big fight scene
I
going
knew
back and
that was
forth.
going to be the moment that you responded to.
Yeah, I genuinely was like, oh my god. I was like, here we are, because this trailer actually played during the Fast 9 movie. So
Yeah.
I got to watch this like during it. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm genuinely like I'm interested more with the story. There's like a lot of things going on that I'm just kind of curious about. And the surprise of Baroness, I was like, what? So yeah, to me, like there was like all the hype that was like in my heart, just like cheering. And then Chaz was like, I wasn't a big G.I. Joe fan. I was like, then you have no opinion in this subject. Shut up.
Like, mind your business, man. Mind your
This is my shit. Leave me alone. This makes it even better if Slaughter shows up and says America. But anyway, yeah, I was like, there's like the great scene where Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes are like fighting in the rain on top of a building. And so there's so much stuff going on in this. I can't wait to like actually sink my teeth into it.
Yeah, same, man, same. This trailer got me so hyped, and again, I was already hyped for it. So, yeah, man, and like, yeah, like you mentioned, we got to see more of the Baroness. We got to see more of Scarlet in this one, and yeah, man, I'm just look. It looks so good, man. It looks so good, and I'm gonna be there, man. Hopefully, this hits theaters on July 23rd, and that's what less than a month away as of this recording.
Yeah.
So, like I said before, I am fully vaccinated, so I'm probably gonna go to check it out in theaters. So, although Cliff, you talked about renting out the theater to watch Fast 9. I've got white boy money right now. I'm probably gonna end up I'm gonna rent out a theater to do a screening of Zack Snyder's Justice League sometime this year. Cliff, you're invited if you can make it out. You're invited. Just putting it out there for everybody. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. But yeah, so Snake Eyes, July 23rd. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you thought of the trailer. Are you excited? What was your favorite part? All right. We got another trailer this week, which, Cliff, did you hear any build up to this trailer? Because for me, this one came out of nowhere. Talking about the new trailer for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Feels like they just surprised us with this one.
Yeah, I didn't have no build to this at all. I was very much like out of the loop with everything going on, especially because like the trailer legitimately dropped yesterday on Friday. And so like I'll be fair, for me, I was just traveling all over the place, so I didn't get a chance to actually sit down and check it out. So I was like, oh damn. But yeah, when I saw that it dropped, I was like, I really gotta make time to watch this because it's gonna be intense. So yeah, it's insane. I haven't like fully been able to dive my teeth into it yet, but yeah. So I'm excited though.
Are you aware of the the cameo appearance in the trailer?
As I'm playing it right now, or as we're talking about it, no, I'm not aware of any yet.
I'll let you get through that, and so we can talk, because that's the thing that I want to talk about most. I know the internet blew up when this trailer dropped, and that's what everybody was talking about, and rightfully so, because I was not expecting to see this character especially in the trailer, let alone the movie. So, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you watch, and then Swag will do his editing, and then we'll cut to your reaction.
Okay. I'm excited to see Aquafina though in this. Like, I'm such a fan of like Raya and the Last Dragon, so seeing that she's in this, I'm hyped.
Yeah, me too. I love Aquafina, man. I've been a fan of hers for a while now. I mean, I don't go deep, but I think the first thing I ever saw her in was Neighbors 2, and she has a very small role in that movie, but like she was such a standout that I was like, I need to know more about this person. And then she's sort of become a pretty big star, a pretty big player in the years since. She was in the last Jumanji, for crying out loud. Like, yeah, she's going places. I think like being in a Marvel movie is like the pinnacle. Did you get to it, Cliff? Did you get to it?
I I'm trying to establish if I okay, that's clearly Abomination.
The Abomination. That's exactly who it is. Yes.
But I
But
was trying to establish
did
whether
you
I
see
just
who
saw
was
Fing
fighting
Fang
him?
Foom or not.
Yes. Well, okay. We're gonna get into all of that. All right. But did you see who was fighting Abomination?
Uh, no.
It's Wong.
Oh.
Wong. Yeah. Doctor Strange's buddy.
Oh shit. It is. Goddamn.
Was Wong fighting the Abomination in a cage. What's going on here? I need to know. I need to know what's
I need
happening.
answers.
I need answers. But yes, so you brought it because when I was watching the trailer too, I was like, "Is that Ping Fan Foom? What?" And so obviously I went online to see like I'm not seeing things right. That's who that was. But apparently, I don't know if it was Simu Liu who's playing Shang-Chi or the director. The director said it is not. And I was
Okay.
like, that's got to be a swerve, right? That's got to be a
Has
swerve
to be.
because it has to be Fin Fan Foom, right? It has to be. I mean, why else would there be like, why else would it be a dragon in a Marvel movie if it's not? And especially since it's the Mandarin, right? Like, why would it not be? I don't know. It feels to me like it's a swerve. And by the way, that answer was from an interview months prior
Mm-hmm.
to the trailer coming out. So it's like, I think that was a swerve. It has to be a swerve.
Has to be.
Yeah. But yeah, like that legitimately caught me off guard as well. So
Yeah. Because I saw him in a while. I was like, yo, he's moving his finger. Yo, is that a drag? That's not. That Fing Fang Foom? That has to be.
was
But it's
my
an
reaction.
Abomination. Yeah. And it's an Abomination. I was like, I thought he died. It's it's so good to see him, kind of.
Right? Like after what, 13 years?
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
that long since the last time we saw him. So yeah,
I
yeah.
need answers.
Look, to say this trailer surprised me in a lot of ways is an understatement. So
Then you see him Wong put up the shield, and he just gets blasted. I'm like, yeah, poor Wong.
I feel bad for you. That's my dude.
Like, why are you fighting Abomination?
Are you fighting Abomination? That's what I need to know. I
I
need
need to
answers.
know.
I need answers. Look,
Listen, I know Strange is trying to deal with whatever happened with in WandaVision, but I
yeah,
need more answers over here. Why are you over in that direction?
I'm way more interested about what's going on with Wong right now. Like, help me out. No, man. Look, this movie already had my interest, but this trailer definitely like was like, "Yo, man, you have no idea what's going on. Like, we're gonna prove it to you." So yeah, man. This was honestly this trailer piqued my interest more than the first one. So, what about you, Cliff?
And you know, like the rings, like passing of the rings
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
so lit. I was like, okay, cool. So that's what we're going into. I was like, yeah, I'm with this. Like, and you're right. Like at first, like the first trailer dropped, and I was kind of like, I'm, I'm like not dipping my toes in. I've got my foot in the water, but I'm kind of like still kind of hesitant. And then just seeing this one, I'm like, oh man, there's like so much more shit that's gonna happen. I'm in with this.
Yeah,
So
straight up. Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, this trailer definitely. Look, if there was anybody who was still holding out, I guarantee you this trailer got this. Like, all right, I'm in. So yeah, man. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings dropping on September 3rd, only in theaters. So again, people, get yourself vaccinated. Like I already have. Yeah, so that's gonna be dope. Let us know what you thought about the trailer, ladies and gentlemen. Were you just as surprised as we were? Let us know. Awesome. Awesome stuff. All right, now let's get to the third trailer we got this week, Cliff. Um, we got a new trailer for The Suicide Squad from James Gunn. And it's funny because we were just talking about John Cena, and here he is once again. I really, really enjoyed this trailer. Cliff, take it away. Take it away.
no. I'm sorry. I'm like, I almost gave up. Like, I almost gave up.
You
Because
almost feel
I said there's appearances of certain people, and you said, well, John Cena was in here too, and I was like, oh yeah, and so was. They're like, oh no,
oh, Cliff almost let spoilers slide.
so
Whoa.
close.
Okay, so just that alone, I could be like, okay, so it's someone else who's in this movie. All right, okay, all right, okay. I don't want to get too much into it. So, like, legitimately, I want to get your opinions on this trailer. What do you think of this trailer?
Dude, John Cena has got me sold for this movie. Like, you could have just that one clip where he was like, Starship, or it's like Starfish. Is that another name for a butthole? Coincidence? She was like, no. He's like, all right, check. Like,
Nope.
that alone, I was like, I'm in 100%. Like, I
Yeah,
don't care about anything else in this movie.
yeah. No, that was the moment. The first time I saw the trailer, I was like, yo. Yeah, I'm sold. I love this trailer. I feel more than the previous ones showed off a bit more of the squad. You know, like there's the moment I think that made me laugh the hardest was it involved Pete Davidson's Blackguard when they're talking about Weasel. You know, they're like, what is this thing? And someone's like, is he a werewolf? And he starts freaking out. He's like, you sat me next to a werewolf? Get me out of this thing! Like that I was dying laughing at that moment, dude. I was so, oh man. And like Rick Flag, like that whole section, because he's like, he's not a werewolf, he's a weasel, he's harmless. Well, he's not harmless. He killed 27 children. But you know, it's like just the way he was like, he's harmless. Well, he's not harmless. Like I love that moment. It was so good.
Yo, yeah, there's a lot going into this movie that
Yeah.
I genuinely just can't wait. Like, the trailer keeps like hyping me up, but I'm like, dude, like, one is James Gunn. Like, you've already got my money because of what you did for like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, there's nothing more that you can do to like bring me in further. I was like, unless like you just wipe out the whole entire squad minus Harley Quinn and Captain Boomerang. Like, I don't. There's really not much that you can just give me like, you know what? James Gunn sucks. I'm never watching another one of his movies again until Guardians of the Galaxy 3 comes out.
Yeah.
It's just like you've already won me over, bro, like with so much of your stuff. And same with Zack Snyder. Like, I mean, just both those, like, I will legitimately do whatever I can to like watch their movies. And this is like, this movie alone, I'm just like, all right, man, let's get it. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, man, I'm with you, man. And it's funny you brought up Zack Snyder there. It's like, they did Dawn of the Dead together. That was
Yeah.
written by James Gunn. So, and it's funny because someone asked him about, because James Gunn does Q&As on Instagram, and someone this week, his weekly Q&A session, someone asked him like while he was working on the Suicide Squad, and again, like, how do people not know this? But someone said, did you meet Zack Snyder? And he was like, Zack and I did a movie back in 2004. Like, we're friends. Like, I don't know. And I was like, yeah, do people not know that? I guess not. I guess there are people who don't know that, but yeah, like I agree with you, Cliff. Like this trailer just reinforces my hype for this movie. I mean, it looks so fun, man. It looks so fun. The characters, the interactions. Also, another one of my favorite, like some of my favorite moments in this trailer involve Rick Flag. Like at the end when he's like, he's with King Shark and he's like, bird, and he's just like, not away, stay off the line. Like he's like, yeah. That was so great.
I did like that. I was like, oh, genuinely got me to to smirk about all that stuff that just in that last scene. I was like, God bless, man. Like, there's so much fun shit that's happening, like
Yeah.
in this movie. I just the whole interaction of the team. You mean like I feel like this is what the Suicide Squad, the first one, Suicide Squad was supposed to be like, was just like this kind of funny, like upbeat, and like focused on the Joker, but it just kind of missed the mark. But and to be real, this is the first time, and mind you, I haven't seen Emancipation of Harley Quinn yet, so I haven't seen Birds of Prey yet. But I genuinely am excited to see Margot Robbie in this role because I feel like her character now fits in this version of the Suicide Squad versus other versions of it.
Yeah. No, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, it is so great to see Margot, in the role because she, a lot of people online like we all give praise to like Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot. I feel like a lot of the times people, and look, I'm guilty of it as well, but like we sort of forget like Margot is just as big a part of it as any of them. And it's like, yeah, like people were calling that out this week, and I was like, you know what? You're right. You're right. We do not give her enough credit. And again, I'm guilty of it as well. So yeah, man, totally. She's phenomenal. She's fantastic. I've said it many, many times. Like Birds of Prey was my favorite movie of last year. I still rewatch it like probably more than I should, but it's so good. So good. And yeah, it's because of Margot. Like her performance in Birds of Prey is so good, man. But yeah, no, I'm super hyped to get more of her performance, more of her version of that character. It's just yeah, she's phenomenal. She kills it every time. So, yeah, I'm with you, Cliff. I'm with you, right here.
You had me in the first half because when you talked about 3 trailers that we're going to talk about, one of them I thought legitimately was going to be Halloween Kills because that trailer also dropped yesterday.
Cliff, homeboy, you want to talk about it? Talk about it.
Yo,
I haven't seen it because look, I'm gonna put this out here. I have to put this up here up front. I'm not a Halloween fan. The movies. I mean, I'm very aware of them. I've seen most of them. I understand their significance and their importance in the horror genre and pop culture. I'm just saying, like, for me, this is not my thing. You know what I mean? It's just not for me.
Right.
But I know a lot of people who love those movies and genuinely love the previous one. And obviously Cliff is in that same boat. So yeah, Cliff, you want to talk about this trailer? Talk about it, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're continuing on from the sequel for Halloween, right? Since there's been a million of them, but this is like the official sequel. Jamie Lee Curtis is in this movie, so she is back. What I thought was very interesting, I kind of popped a little bit for it. Anthony Michael Hall is in this, and I was like,
oh, really?
Right? Yeah, I was excited. I was excited to see him because I was like, bro, I haven't seen you in the movie since 16 Candles.
That's not true. He was in the Dark Knight.
He was in Weird Science, I know, and I know like a lot of the movies that he was in, but for like the 80s, like after like the 90s, I don't really remember him in too many movies, and that's only just to be fair because like I just like steered away by accident. But seeing him in the cast, I was like, oh hey, what's up?
That's cool, man. That's really cool. Actually, look. Go ahead and talk about the trailer. I'm gonna cue this up real quick. I'll give it a watch.
Yeah. So with this movie, we're talking, like I said, it's the continuation from where we left off with between Laurie and Michael. and there's a lot going on to the trailer, so it's really one of those that you're gonna see a lot of action packed into it. Obviously, it's a thriller, so you're gonna be, you know what you're getting yourself into for a slasher film. And one other thing I really do want to talk about too is like right towards the end, there's some big hints moving forward with the head of, well, the mask. So we shall see where this goes, but this was a lot of fun, and I was genuinely excited to see it. So I'm excited, and I was such a fan of like the Rob Zombie Halloweens that like getting this, I thought at first when the original sequel was gonna come out, I thought I was gonna be kind of adverse to it, but I've openly welcomed this movie into my arms, so I can't wait for Halloween Kills.
Yeah, that's interesting that you bring up the Rob Zombie ones, because I saw those in theaters. Because I like Rob Zombie as a filmmaker. I think he doesn't get the credit he deserves as a director,
Right.
because he genuinely knows how to build suspense, and he can hold tension in a scene. And if you don't believe that, you've never seen The Devil's Rejects. Like, that movie is suspenseful hell. But I'm one of those people that I saw Halloween, the first one, in theaters, and I was just like, ah, this ain't it, man. This ain't it, Chief. And then I didn't see the second one in theaters. I saw the second one, yeah, it was like when it hit home video. And surprisingly, I actually liked the second one. I liked the way it ended. I was like, that was unexpected. I like that. That's cool.
Wasn't
So yeah,
wasn't it the second one that was like raining all the time on the set, and like Rob got really depressed, and that's why he didn't want to come do the third one?
well, look, I don't know if that was the case or not, but like what I've heard was there was a lot. He didn't even want to do the second one because while he was making the first one, there was a lot of studio interference by those producers who shall not be named, the brothers, one of which is in prison right now. They interfered with the movie a lot while he was making, to the point where he didn't even want to do the second one. But he reluctantly agreed to do the second one. I don't remember why. There was a reason. There was some reasoning for it. But he did it, and that's also why he ended it the way he did, because he wanted to be like, okay, this is the ending. There's not going to be a third one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, this is it. This is it. Yeah. So yeah, like there was a lot of really bad behind the scenes drama on both of those movies. They slashed his budget numerous times, which meant he had to scrap scenes. Like, not even that he shot them and he had to cut them out. Like, he didn't even get to shoot them.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah, I feel bad for Rob. What happened to him on those movies? Like, that's genuinely unfortunate. And knowing now what I know, I don't think it was his fault that I didn't enjoy the first one. Like, that was clearly a lot of studio interference. So
It's
yeah,
funny because you mentioned The Devil's Rejects, and I was thinking about the suspense. You're talking about the suspense in Devil's Rejects, right?
yeah.
Just alone for me, right? There's one scene in House of a Thousand Corpses where like it just, you kind of felt like he just kept drawing the camera back with a cop, and you're like, oh, he's not gonna die, and it just keeps playing. You're like, all right, any minute now, it's probably gonna happen. Any minute.
Any minute now.
All right, maybe it's not gonna. Oh, there it went.
There it is. Okay. Yeah.
You're
No,
like,
like
oh,
legitimately, Rob knows how to build tension and suspense in a scene. Like, it's look, I'll never take that away from him. Like, he's, like I said, he's underrated as a director. But yeah, no. Okay, so I just checked out the trailer. Yeah, man, look, the trailer for the last one had me, and like I still haven't seen it. I'll probably get around to watching it, because like people seem to love that movie, and people are really really hyped about this one. So, look, man, I got to get around to watch. Like I said, I've seen most of them. Actually, I think I've seen all of them except for these newest ones. So, yeah, I'll have to get around to it. But again, like I said, like it's just not something that like like I love A Nightmare on Elm Street. I love Evil Dead. It's just Halloween was just never that for me. Again, even though I've seen all of them. So, and Cliff, you remember, like we did like we watched, what was it? We watched Halloween Resurrection together. And boy was that not a good movie. but, but yeah, no. Look, I'm willing to give this a shot. Why not? Sign me up. I'll be there.
All right, I have one more for you, and I'm not even going to talk about the trailer just yet. But if I told you that Regina King, Lakeith Stanfield, Idris Elba, and
Yep.
Eddie Gatchie were all in a movie together, would you be intrigued?
I am. I know what movie you're talking about. I am intrigued.
And if I
So
told you that all these people were in a western together, would
yes,
you be intrigued? Because
yeah.
once I saw Regina King pull down her mask in a Western movie called The Harder They Fall, I was like, I have no idea where we are, but I'm in with this movie 100%.
Oh yeah, bruh. Like again, this was not a movie that was on my radar. I saw the trailer and I was like, sign me up. Yes, I will be there. Just like you, Matt. Like Regina King. Look, again, I talked about this the entirety of the time Watchmen was airing and I was doing my reviews for it. But like Regina King, I will be there for whatever you do next. Okay, I'm there. I'm a diehard fan at this point. Like, whew, she could do anything. You know what I mean? Sign me up. But yes, like this cast, I saw the cast list and I was like, yes, yes, yes. Give it to me. I need all of it. Like, yes. So yeah, I'm with you, Cliff. I'm with you.
Dude, they go into a train in the trailer, right? So they go into a train and there's a cell, and you're like, all right, well, I don't know what's in this safe, right? But everybody, there's tons of guards, so clearly it's something of high value. And you know the normal thing, cash, money, or cash, gold, something. So they go into this train, they open it, and it's Idris just chilling in the box, and then he just low key, the smoothest way of ever putting on a hat. He was just like, get him. Boom, everybody dies. The gunfight. I was like,
Yeah,
yo.
yeah.
Delroy Lindo is in the movie too, and he was so chill, just shooting people.
Oh, oh my God. Yo,
I
I'm
was,
look.
I, I was in love, man. I was in love, and I was like, then they're like coming to Netflix. I was like, let's go.
That was the other thing too. It's like I was saying, sign me up. Oh, I'm already signed up. All right, let's do this.
Just give it a date. I'll clear my calendar for it.
I'm there. I'm there. You don't have to sell me any harder. I'm there. Let's do it. Yeah, yeah. I'm with everything you said, Cliff. I agree.
Right. I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit. I was like, I don't even know what the story is for this. I just the opening part for the train scene was all that got me. Yo, they rolled up to the front and she just turned and just shot the conductor right in the face. I was like, oh man. Like coming off the train, it was just like, are you kidding me, Missy? Do you know what it's like being out here? Boom. And I was like, oh, this is the story. This is where we're at.
That's what we're doing.
I
Yeah.
was
Oh man.
big up. This was a fun trailer. I really did enjoy this one a lot. So I wanted.
Yeah. It's easily the surprise of the week. Like that's for sure. Like we were talking about, like they sort of surprise dropped that Shang-Chi trailer. But like we knew that movie, like we knew that was in the pipe. Like this thing sort of came out of nowhere, surprised everybody.
It did. And you know what's crazy part is I don't even remember like how I saw it. Like, I think like I was watching. Oh, that's what it was. So I was watching. So every morning I get up and I watch all the latest wrestling videos about news that's coming out, right? Because obviously a lot of people I watch is from the UK, so they're 5 hours ahead. So they get all the news articles and then they drop those stories, and I get up and I start watching. And one of them broke to an ad, and then I saw Regina, and I was like, "What is this?" And I just stopped and I started watching. I started watching the video. I was like, "Oh, oh no, I'm in. I'm all in for this."
Yeah, for me it was Twitter.
Oh, no.
Twitter. Because I wake up every morning and I'll check Twitter, see what's going on, see what's trending, and that was one of the things that was trending, and it was like Regina King. It had like trending with like the entire cast, and I was like, what? What is this? So I tap on it, open it up, and I'm like, what? What is? How did I not know about this? Like, what? Yeah, man, I'm into it, bro. I'm in. Sign me up.
Yeah,
Look at
hundred
that. I'm
percent.
already signed up. So
I'm already
there,
there. I'm just there. Give me the date.
there. You tell me when, I'll be there. Oh man. So yeah, so those are trailers. I'm almost hesitant to bring up there was another one that I only just remembered right now that dropped, and now it just completely slipped my mind. Oh, Candyman. Did you see the new Candyman trailer, Cliff?
I did not yet, so I have not seen that
Yeah,
just yet.
we talked about it last year because Candyman was supposed to be out last year, 2020. I mean, a lot of things were supposed to be out last
Right.
year. But obviously it got delayed, and it's dropping this year finally. We did get a new trailer. Looks awesome. Looks dope. Uh, just like we were saying with the previous trailer, I'm there. Like you tell me when, I'll be there. I'm hyped. You hooked me, pun intended. You hooked me. I will be there. So yeah, the I saw the new trailer for Candyman. It's awesome. It's awesome. So
It's done by Jordan Peele, right?
executive
Produ-
produced by Jordan
Yeah,
Peele.
yeah.
It's directed by Nia DaCosta.
Okay,
So
okay. I just remember
yeah,
Peele was being attached to it.
yeah. He's executive producer, and it kind of like watching the trailer. It's like, yeah, this feels like a Jordan Peele production for sure. So yeah, no, I'm into it, man. I love it. I can't wait to see it. All right, so trailers. Let us know what your favorite was. Let us know what you thought of them. All right, I'm gonna get moving because we still have some stories to get to. Clifford.
We 100% just bombed on all these trailers. We were like, dude,
We
there's so
did.
much fun.
Like I said, like, I was like, I only had 3 on the list, and then you were like, what about this one? What about this one? It's like, oh wait, I have another one. Let's put that one on there. Yeah, man. All right, Cliff. Let's talk about something. So this news came to me this week, and I'm very excited about this. All right, so you guys will remember, longtime listeners or watchers of the show will remember, one of my favorite movies from 2018 was Bumblebee. And ever since that movie, we've been wondering, are we going to get more? Are we going to get more? We finally got the announcement this week. Yes, we are getting more set in that same continuity. Transformers Rise of the Beasts has been announced to be directed by Stephen Caple Jr., who previously directed Creed 2, which has me very excited. Haley Steinfeld, unfortunately, will not be returning, which sucks because I was really hoping she would be the lead of this new franchise. But who knows? There might be a cameo somewhere. Who knows? The other thing that has me really excited about this particular production is that it is going to be set in 1984. No, not 1984, 1994. So in the 90s, right at the height of grunge, right, Cliff? The Seattle sound, 94.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we're gonna get a dope 90s soundtrack for this movie because Bumblebee had a dope 80s soundtrack. But yeah, I'm really excited about this, and the title "Rise of the Beasts" implies Beast Wars, and they've confirmed yes, that is indeed what they're doing. So once again, it's perfect that they're setting it in the 90s because that's when that series was at its height. And yeah, look, I'm so excited about this. From the director, from just everything I've heard story wise. Yeah, sign me up. I'm there for it. Cliff, how do you feel about this?
Oh man, it's Transformers. I'm always gonna sit up in the front and wait. So I'm never discouraged about it when it comes to that. And then, especially with Beast Wars, like I was a massive fan of like the TV show when it came out. Yeah, was that like late '90s, early 2000s?
I think it was like mid 90s. I feel like it was mid 90s.
I don't know. I just remember like getting up every morning and watching it and just being so
Yeah.
excited about Optimus Primal. So
Optimus Primal, yes.
so
Oh,
yeah, definitely hyped. I'm hyped that it's been announced. I'm hyped seeing it. And then also, Optimus Prime is gonna be back. So it's cool. I'm a huge fan of Peter Cullen.
yeah,
Every time he does the voice.
every time. Yeah. No, yeah. It is worth mentioning. Yeah, Peter Cullen is returning as Optimus Prime, and why wouldn't he? You know what I mean? Like he's so good. That voice is so iconic. That's like I know he precedes this person that I'm about to compare him to, but I mean, I'm saying it's on the same level of iconic. It's like Kevin Conroy as Batman. You know what I mean? Like, why mess with perfection? You know?
Right.
So yeah, man. Look, I'm super excited about this movie. Yeah, I'm there again. I'm there. Like, it's no secret I was not a big fan of the Michael Bay movies. I mean, I liked the first one. I enjoy it enough. The sequels are varying degrees. I feel like they got worse the longer they went on. So, but no, I really loved Bumblebee. I thought that was a breath of fresh air. So if we're continuing that continuity with a talented director like Stephen Caple Jr., I'm there. I'm there. Sign me up. So yeah, let us know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Are you excited about this? I hope you are. All right, Cliff. Let's talk about this story. I know you've got some thoughts going into this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, last year, 2020, we ranted and raved about Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge. And I know we've all been like people who watched the movie and enjoyed it have been waiting for, are we going to get more? Are we going to get more? We even speculated when we did our review of Scorpion's Revenge, like what they could do with a sequel, right? Well, Ed Boon himself dropped the big bombshell this week. We are indeed getting another one. It will be releasing this year, 2021. Mortal Kombat Legends Battle for the Realms. And along with the announcement, we also got the artwork. It showcases Liu Kang, Raiden, and Sub-Zero. Although, if you saw Scorpion's Revenge, it's got to be Sub-Zero's brother. So, this artwork is dope. I would love to have this as a poster. Like, that looks awesome. That's really good. Let's see. Is there an actual release date attached to this? I'm looking for it. I don't see one. But what is notable here is that, okay, so August 31st. Everything's dropping in August. What's going on? All right, August 31st. That's when it will be released on digital and physical platforms. Not on HBO Max, though. At least not at first. It will probably be available a couple months later on HBO Max. But yeah, so if you want to check it out, as soon as it drops, you are going to have to drop some money on it. So, but I mean, that's fine with me. I always pick things up on Blu-ray. But yeah, so August 31st, and they did confirm it's the same team from Scorpion's Revenge, including the voice cast. So Joel McHale, they specifically confirmed Joel McHale as Johnny Cage will return for this one. So if that was something you were concerned about, you can rest easy. Cliff, how do you feel about this? Are you excited? Are you hyped? I'm hyped.
Yeah, I'm always gonna be hyped when it comes to anything Mortal Kombat related, especially if we're getting a new movie and we're getting a lot of blood involved with it. It's cool to see Greg Griffin is coming back to do the voice of Katana, though. I was hyped to see that pickup.
Cool.
And then the other one that really caught my attention, I really didn't know, and then I saw Deborah Wilson is Devora, which I was like, okay, Deborah Wilson, Mad TV, let's go. Like, I'm all about this life.
Yeah.
So
I'm into that.
yeah, it was like it's good to see that
Dope.
she's doing film acting too, like her and Phil, So I was like, okay, let's go. So yeah, seeing that announcement down there too, I was like, all right, let's go with this. And then like I said, it's Mortal Kombat. It's always gonna get my money because, like, let's be real, I'm a fanatic for that series.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, man. I'm super excited, man. Like I said, like we've ranted and raved about Scorpion's Revenge last year, and it's you named it as one of your favorite movies of 2020, and like rightfully so. It was great. Like if you haven't seen that one, do yourself a favor and check it out. I know it's on HBO Max right now. So like if you're like, well, where do I find it? Like look it up. It's on HBO Max. If you have it, you got it, and it's definitely worth a watch. Don't watch it with your kids though. It's extremely violent and bloody.
Uber violent.
Oh, violent. But I don't know if you saw Cliff, because I know you saw one of my tweets. I was giving Ed some shit this week about, because remember he promised we were gonna see Raiden playing Injustice, and we haven't seen it. So I retweeted his announcement of this movie, and I was like, I better see Raiden playing Injustice in this one, Ed. So I'm
Imagine
going
you playing a
hard.
cartoon version of it. Just
Look, if that's what I want to see it. All right. I would have loved to have seen it in live action, but if it's an animation, I'll take it.
well, when you think about it too, because remember he made the announcement that Spawn was coming to Mortal Kombat, and then like
Mhm.
it didn't happen in Mortal Kombat X, so we were like, well, clearly it's gonna happen in Injustice, and like it didn't happen in Injustice, and just
Yeah.
in Injustice 2, so we're like, well, maybe it'll be Mortal Kombat 11, and then they came out with the first set of characters, and we're like, it's not gonna be Mortal Kombat 11, and then it was in the last pack, and we're like, he's here. So
And that's what I'm hoping for, because he said, so ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware of the tweet he sent out, it was in response to the first Shazam movie. There's a scene where Shazam and Freddy are playing Mortal Kombat, and Shazam is playing as Raiden. That's the joke, right? And it was right after the movie came out, and Ed was like, in the next Mortal Kombat movie, we will have a scene where Raiden plays as Shazam in Injustice. And chronologically, the next Mortal Kombat movie was Scorpion's Revenge. Didn't happen in that movie. And then we got the live action movie this year. Didn't happen there. So I'm hoping it's in this movie. Fingers crossed, right? So no, like there's a line of thought there, Cliff. Like it's exactly what you're talking about. So yeah.
yep.
No, look, I'm either way. Look, it's all fun and games. I'm just like, giving Ed a little. But like, look, I'm so excited for this movie, man. Like, it's gonna be awesome.
So I heard in Mortal Kombat 12 there's gonna be a new character added to the Mortal Kombat universe, one that hasn't been ever done before. His name's Red Dog. I don't know. I've only heard rumors. I can only speculate that this could happen. There you go.
Well, I mean, my source just revealed to me that that's happening, so
Yeah.
confirmed. Confirmed.
Yeah.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Mortal Kombat Legends: Battle of the Realms dropping in August. Man, August is gonna look. I'm gonna be so broke by the time August is over. It's not even funny.
August has got
Um,
so many good movies coming out.
yeah, so much. Oh my god. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us know if you're excited. If you've seen Scorpion's Revenge, let us know what you thought about that. All right, Cliff, like I mentioned at the top of the show, Swag, or somewhere at the top of the show, Swag's not with us today. He's usually our games guy. Did you have any game news that you want to talk about this week?
No, not game wise. There wasn't. There was. Oh no, I'm sorry. Not game wise, but I did want to talk about this because this was something announced news wise though, and I don't think we really haven't talked about it yet. There's a new Scooby Doo movie coming out, and in
Oh,
the
right.
Scooby Doo movie, we're getting Courage the Cowardly Dog to be in it. This is an announcement. They actually released artwork for it too. I'm not gonna lie, man. I genuinely was like, I was brought to tears. I was like, was that?
Wasn't there a trailer?
I didn't see the trailer,
I
so
could,
I
I
didn't see the
could
fan
swear I
work.
saw a trailer. Yeah. I could swear there was a trailer. Because
I was
when I
genuinely so happy to see Courage the Cowardly Dog getting some love again.
yeah, it's a crossover.
Yeah.
Crossover, man. Scooby Doo. Look, not every crossover they do is a home run, but I heard this one and I was like, that makes sense. Like that, let's do it. Why haven't they done this sooner? So,
Yeah, so I definitely was like, oh, he's here finally. I was like, everybody's getting some love from cartoons. Let's go.
yeah, straight up. No, yeah, man. I'm glad you brought that up because otherwise I would have forgotten as well. Because no, I heard about that this week and I was like, all right. It's been a while since I paid for a Scooby Doo thing, but I'll definitely check this one out. That's for sure.
Right? Because I was like, yo, this is gonna be amazing. And actually, there is a trailer out for it, but I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not gonna talk about it until I actually sit down and watch it.
Right. That's fair. That's fair. Totally fair. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Cliff. Because yeah, I would have totally spaced it. But yeah, so there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's know if you're excited. You better be. Why wouldn't you be? All right. So I don't have any games news to talk about this week, but the last big story I want to talk about, Cliff. I know you saw it. I know everybody saw it. We saw the Shazam family, the Shazamily,
Yeah.
in their new suit. All of them in their new suits, and these suits are glorious. All right, and they have the capes on, and it's everybody. I am going to address one thing, and this has been confirmed by director David F. Sandberg, but Cliff, just talking about the suits, just the suits. What do you think? How do you feel about them?
I fucking love them. I love them all.
Yeah, this is my jam right here, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking at them right now. Like, no joke, I made that image my wallpaper on my laptop. So I'm looking at it right now. It's like, oh man, because I love just when we saw the set photos of the Shazam suit. I was like, yo, that suit is sick. And again, like, no disrespect to the previous suit, but like this just looks, I don't know, man. It just looks, it definitely, it's busier than the original,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it works. You know, like it works. And I believe me, people, I'm usually a fan of less is more, simplicity. But I love this. I love what they're doing here, especially with everybody else here. Um, I did see a bit of controversy. Like, apparently, some people were under the impression that Pedro's costume was black, and it's not. It's clearly green. It is a
Yeah.
darker shade of green than the previous movie, but it's green. So, and that again, that has also been confirmed. But yeah, no, I love these suits, man. I think they look fantastic. I think everybody looks great. The thing I wanted to address, and Cliff, I got to get your opinions on this. So when this photo dropped, I was looking at everybody. I was looking at the suits, like, yo, this looks great. Everybody looks great. And they got everybody back. Adam Brody, Megan Good. You know, I'm looking at everybody, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not Michelle. Did they replace Michelle? And then I looked at it, and I was like, oh, that's Grace. Grace Fulton is playing the adult Mary as well. Like, she played young Mary in the first one. And it's been confirmed by director David F. Sandberg. Yeah, she is playing both in this one, which is cool. At the same time, I feel bad for Michelle because I really loved her. You know, I really loved her. But it is a story purpose. Like, again, that has been confirmed. It's not, there was no like bad blood or anything. It wasn't like, oh, we just don't want her around anymore. You know, Mary was obviously the oldest of the kids. Like, she was on her way to college in the first movie. So it's, the idea is like, once you're 18, once you're an adult, it's like that's the form you keep in your
Right.
superhero alter ego. And so that makes sense. You know, it makes sense. But look, like, she looks great in this suit. Like, that suit is awesome. I love the skirt, the redesign. Kind of looks like the Wonder Woman skirt. I like it. It's really cool. But yeah, I was just like blown away because like I was looking, like I said, I was looking at, I was like, that's not Michelle. Who is? Did they replace Michelle? And then I realized it was Grace, and I was like, oh, what? What? So I was like, that's cool. Good for you. I'm proud of you. But yeah, like, Cliff, what do you think?
No, to be honest, like I like Michelle, but you know, if Grace is old enough to take the role and run with the mantle, like, hey, let her do the thing, you know. And like you said, like, she was the oldest anyway of all the kids, so it just makes sense. So she can do it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not upset. It was a surprise, you know. it just surprised me in a good way though, because I mean, like, because I'm a big fan of both Grace and Michelle, but it's just, yeah, it was unexpected. But yeah, but look, I love these suits, man. They look so good, and I loved the suits in the first movie, but like, these just look like, I'm just looking at them right now. I can't take my eyes off of them. They're just so, again, like, there seems to be more going on design wise. Like, they do look a bit busier, but at the same time, they look more streamlined. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
It looks like it fits. So that's why looking at it too, I was like, okay, cool. But you can see like
Yeah.
a lot of it too. I don't want to sound like this, but it might sound like this. It kind of does look kind of like Aquamanish in the sense of like it looks kind of scaly if you're looking at it in a certain like certain suits. Like if you look at Megan Good, like her suit,
Yeah.
it just looks like it looks kind of scaly. But that's really, I mean, it's not a complaint for me. It's just I know what that meant. Like for when I saw Aquaman the first time, he had like the dark green.
Yeah.
I was like, I liked it, and it hasn't changed my opinion. So I very much like this one as well.
Yeah. And I mean, like no, you're right, but I mean, like the Superman suit has the chainmail design on it as well, and like even Ben Affleck's bat suit had a raised texture on it as well. I think it honestly it just looks more like what we're used to seeing in this universe,
Yeah.
And I like it. I dig it. Just like you were saying, like it did bring to mind all of that to me when I saw these, and I was just like, that's cool, because again, it just feels more like it fits in the universe. Again, like I love the original suits, but like this just looks, it just looks great. You know what I mean? Like I'm not complaining about this at all. I love it. Yeah. So yeah, any final thoughts on the new Shazam suits, Cliff?
No, I'm just a fan. I can't wait to see. Can't wait to actually see this movie when it gets to drop. I can't wait for a trailer to drop. To be real.
Yeah, straight up. Also, before I forget, someone and I'm kicking myself because I didn't save these photos. Otherwise, I'd have Swag throw them up on screen. But someone got a set photo of Dame Helen Mirren in costume on set, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like that's awesome. But yeah, I saw that. I don't know if you saw it, Cliff. I saw it. Looks pretty cool.
I have not seen it yet.
Looks pretty cool. All right, so there they are, ladies and gentlemen. Did you see the new suits? If you have, let us know what you thought. And yeah, that's you know the drill. All right, Cliff, we're gonna get into TV time. But as always, I'm gonna let you talk about Loki, because go ahead.
Yeah, so let's hop into Loki really quick. Best that I try to do, avoid as much spoilers as possible, but if you didn't check out this week's episode of Loki, tough shit, spoilers it is. So tops is we do get a more interaction between Loki and Lady Loki, because she has now made an appearance in the show. And you get a lot of cool like dialogue between them, which kind of told like a great story about like how they both grew up. Because in one Asgard, you see, our Loki, Tom, doing his thing, and then obviously with Lady Loki, she has a whole different experience. And it's funny because like things are getting revealed in the show that now tell you that like there's more to this than what Loki originally thought. And it's super cool. I really am a fan of it. But what made this like so great was that Loki transports them by accident to a planet that's getting ready to die because their moon is getting ready to crash into the planet. And she's like, "Why did you bring us here?" He's like, "I don't know how to work this thing." Well, and then what makes it worse is that the battery, like, it runs on like, I swear to God, it runs on lithium batteries because they didn't get recharged, so they have like no way of getting back home. And it's just awesome because like, let me put it this way: the design of the planet or the moon breaking in half and like falling towards the planet, one of the coolest things I've seen. Like, just visually, it was so cool because it was like you like hear it and then they look up and then just like and then like stuff, just pieces of the moon just start falling into the planet. Yeah, it was very cool. And then like you're like hoping that they trudge and make their voyage, and then like the episode ends, so you have no idea what happens. You get left on this legit cliffhanger of a planet getting ready to be destroyed, and you're like, so this is how it ends. All right, well, I guess we'll just wait till next week's episode to find out what happened. um yes, it's legit. I like this movie. I like this episode. It was great stories. um Owen Wilson wasn't in this one, which kind of surprised me a little bit, but I think overall this episode it gets an 8.5 for me. It's still a lot of fun. Great story being told, great action scenes being done, and I love Lady Loki right now, man. Sophia is just tearing the house down with this role.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Thank you, Cliff. Thank you for keeping us up to date on Loki over on Disney Plus, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know. All right. So now we're gonna get into this week's episode of Superman and Lois. Like I said, Swag's not here, and that's okay because I know he hasn't gotten caught up on the show yet. So well, Cliff and I will just have to talk about this one ourselves. So this is episode. Which episode is this, Cliff? Episode 11 of season 1. Which, ladies and gentlemen, that means we only have 4 episodes left this season. Episode 11, season 1, a brief reminiscence in between cataclysmic events. That sounds like something I would name one of my albums. But again, great episode title. I love it. It pretty much describes the episode in a nutshell. Like I briefly mentioned last week, this is the big flashback episode. But I like how they did it and what the purpose of all the flashbacks were. Like when that was revealed, I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. But yeah, no, I really dug it. I love like because like they do kind of do the origin, like beats that we're familiar with from the origin, but getting to see them through this lens was really cool. You know, like it, like from seeing young Clark establish the fortress the first time he met Jor-El, or you know the hologram of Jor-El, and even like tying into the flashbacks we saw in the pilot episode was really cool. Was really I thought really clever. You know, like a lot of the times doing things like that feels kind of forced and contrived, but I feel like this episode pulled it off. Like I was genuinely smiling from ear to ear the whole time, especially watching the romance bloom between Clark and Lois. Because I'm not gonna lie, man, like maybe it's the soft boy in me, but like anytime I get to watch Clark Kent and Lois Lane fall in love with one another, like that's one of my favorite things in the world. It's one of the reasons I love Smallville so much was, you know, because they met each other in season 4. They didn't start to fall in love with each other until season 8, you know, and seeing the evolution of that relationship on that show was like one of my favorite things about it. So again, like if even if we just get this one episode to sort of take us through them first meeting and them like working together and falling in love to the point where, you know, they get married and then find out they're going to have twins, like that to me was like great. It was phenomenal. And I love Tyler. I love Elizabeth as Lois. And I feel like this was a great showcase for the both of them to show their chemistry, you know, and it was great, man. I love this episode. And then again, like we get the reveal as to why we're seeing all this, and it was, again, I was like, oh, you know. And then the way this episode ended, I'm not gonna get into spoilers yet. I mean, we will, Cliff, but I'm not gonna get into it yet. But the way the episode ended was heartbreaking to me, and it was such a like turn because, like I said, the whole episode leading up to it, I was like, oh, this is really nice. This is really sweet. I love this. And where it ends, I was like, I was kind of depressed and sad. But like, you know, they pulled it off, I think. What do you think of this episode, Cliff?
Yeah, I really liked that Clark kept feeling like something, like he was like living in the moment and he was all hyped about it, but then like every once in a while you see like the shadow and he would like try to find out what was going on, and I was the same way too. And I was like what? I was like, where have I seen this before, where these like dark shadows just randomly pop up? It was like in a movie, and then I couldn't figure it out, but I was like, I feel like I've seen this numerous times. But then when when Jor-El was like, get out, and I was like, oh, something's definitely wrong here. I was like, definitely not, something's right. Yeah, I love this episode. I love like that we get to fall in love with like Lois and Clark, you know, together, and he, you know, especially when he took him to visit his mom, and was like, I'm ready to reveal to her everything.
Yeah.
And you see that scene where he like like flies in the air, and I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah, yeah, I love that too. I also love the scene. It's right before that moment when Jor-El was like, get out of here now, that whole thing. But the part where you saw Clark tell Jor-El, like, I got married, like I married the love of my life. Like that was such a great thing. Because you don't often get to see that. You don't often get to see Clark like be father and son with Jor-El. I mean, in the comics, yes, but like not so much in live action adaptations, and I really love that. That was really great.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a fan. It just, I don't know, it was so cool, like all the interactions and stuff, and you could actually see like how Clark loves his family, like affects the I don't want to say affects, that's the wrong word. How it just like spreads through like Lois and
Yeah.
Jonathan. It just everything just happens for like the way everything like ties in. It's so cool, and then you can see like the leadership ability that goes through, and even like man, just like you can see the contrast because when you see like Edge dealing with
Yeah.
his side of the family,
Yes.
it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah. But also, I'm glad you brought that up because you remember last week we were talking about the idea of nature versus nurture, and I feel like this episode also kind of hammered that home. In like, yeah, you're right. It is, Clark and like his love for his family, whether it's his adopted mother or Lois and their children, or even like I said, like the way he interacted with Jor-El. It's like, yeah, it's like he was lucky and he had just a great like support system around him his entire life. And like with Morgan, it is sort of the opposite. Like, he discovers the AI of his father, and his what an a-hole.
Such an ass. Yeah.
Just right away, like, because remember, because there's that moment where he's like, are there any other Kryptonians that are going to come join me? And you see there's that moment in him where he's like, yeah, I would like to have a family, or have someone to just to confide in or relate to or whatever. And like immediately his father is like, that's weakness and you can't be weak, and he just immediately starts just pounding that out of him. But the interesting thing about that is you see that where he may have started out as a young man wanting a family, and then his father just kind of beating it out of him. What I noticed is, as a man now, I sort of started to notice he is conflicted by that still, where he does still legitimate, like, he talks to Kal-El in this episode. He's like, I came to you as a brother and you rejected me, like when they're fighting in the fortress. But at the same time, he's sort of chastising him about like being weak and how his attachment to his family makes him less. And it's like I get it, man. Like it again, it's like he's torn by, like, yeah, he does want his family, he wants his brother, but at the same time, the way his father beat, like, the idea of like that being a weakness into him is, man, like that's heavy stuff right there.
Yeah, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. This episode was yeah, I really enjoyed this episode a lot. I loved seeing the Fleischer suit again. Like that's a highlight. Anytime they show me that suit, I'm gonna give them a thumbs up. That's awesome.
I just
Also,
like how
go ahead.
no, I was like I was thinking about uh right towards the end when fucking oh my god, the heat vision battle.
Yeah, yeah,
just just shows like how like underpowered oh
yeah.
how underpowered Jordan is. I felt so
Go-
bad for
I saw a GIF that someone posted in response to that scene where it was actual footage of Jordan trying to protect his family, and it was little Simba roaring at the hyenas trying to scare them.
him.
And I was like, that's
Yeah.
pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. I mean, he tried. I'm gonna give him that much. He tried.
Yeah. He's like, I can do this too, and he just just got
Nope.
blown away.
Yeah, it wasn't even close, man. It wasn't even close. Also, like again, like, and this episode was super light on Jonathan and Jordan. I mean, obviously because it was a big flashback episode, but again, like Jonathan, we talk about how like he's a good brother and everything, and like he's like the glue holding the family together. Like when Jordan went down, you saw him immediately like run over to him to check on him. But also, I didn't catch it until like the second time I saw the episode. So you see Morgan Edge about to like hit Lois with the heat, right? But Superman comes down and he stops. But you saw, I don't know if you saw it, Cliff, but Jonathan was straight up about to put himself in front of his mother. And I was like, bro, like, oh man. Like once again, I was like, dude, you're too good for this world, man. You are
Yeah.
too good. Like what? Yeah, that kid, man. Every episode, man. Like I'm just like, yeah, Jonathan can't. You are the best of all of us, man. Like that. It's not even close. But yeah, that moment again. Like I didn't notice until the second time I saw it, and I was just like, wow. Like I don't know, man. Like that kid is. Yeah, give that kid the like again, brother of the year, son of the year. You're killing it, man. Yeah. So Cliff, what would you rate this episode?
Um, Seeing how I'm gonna get my man to come back in another episode, I'm gonna give this. I love the flashbacks to it too, but I'm gonna go 9.5 for this one.
Right on. Fair. I'm gonna give it a 10. Like I said, there was a lot of. Oh, also before I forget, the villain from the flashbacks, that was Adam Man, and I know you probably don't know who that is, but that's super deep cuts Superman villain. Um, he was the second live action Superman villain ever, back in the 1940s. Kirk Allen's Superman fought him in Adam Man versus Superman. Which I own a copy of it, and I was like, because when we were watching it, me and someone else, I was like, wait a minute, I know who that guy is, and I was like, I pulled out my copy and I was like, it's this dude, like look at this, like old World War II era Superman villain, and I was like, that is so cool. I would never in a million years thought that they wouldn't use that character here, but here he is. So that was cool. That was really cool for me, just as a hardcore like comic book nerd, you know what I mean? So that was really cool.
Also,
And yes, go ahead.
they threw that scene in there from Crisis, right?
Which one?
With where where Superman shows up in the first suit in a Metropolis, and the little kid was
Oh,
like,
that,
yeah.
that's pilot. That's from the pilot episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
I felt like I was like, this is deja vu. I've seen this scene before.
yeah. Yeah, no, it was from the pilot episode, and it was like I was saying, like I liked how they revisited those moments and kind of tied them into what they were doing here. Yeah, no, but yeah, that was great. I love it. That moment still made me smile when he's like, "Thanks, my mom made it for me," and then takes off. That moment still like made me smile. Like it was so good. But yeah, no, I love this episode, man. This
This
is a
has to
10
make
out
you question though, like, how many suits has Superman gone through being in Metropolis?
Bro, I was thinking about that in this episode because I was like, this is the flashback episode, and we still don't know why he stopped wearing that suit. Like, like why wouldn't you show us that? But I don't know. Maybe we'll see it in another episode. Who knows?
Jor-El was like, "That's a cool suit. Let me give you one better."
Here's a this one's like bulletproof and flame retardant. I don't know. I mean, we saw him take a grenade in the Fleischer suit in this one, so I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, no, it does make me wonder. It's like, so we know when he first started, he was wearing the Fleischer suit, which his mom made for him. We know there's a second suit in between that and the suit he's wearing now, although I'm going to chalk that up to Crisis. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But yeah, I'm still waiting on an explanation as to why he's not wearing that suit anymore. So, but yeah, no, I really love this episode. I can't wait. And like you said, sort of the implication that John Henry Irons is going to come back. Can't wait. Can't wait. Like I said, I saw a set photo of him in a new suit of armor, and it looked pretty cool. So that's going to be fun. All right. So yeah, Superman and Lois, episode 11, a brief reminiscence in between cataclysmic events. I am so going to steal that title for my next album. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching the show, let us know what you thought of this episode. And if you're not watching the show, why? Why not? It's so good. Honestly, I don't think Cliff and I have ranted about a show like this since Doom Patrol. Cliff?
Yeah. First season.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that.
The Doom
The
Patrol.
Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boys. Yeah, the boys. Yeah. You're right. But I mean, like, that's the caliber that we're talking about this show. So if you liked any of those, check this out, man. It's really good. So, all right. That's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We got through the news, quite a few movie reviews as well. So, all right. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Cliff, you know what to do. Let everybody know where they can find you.
All right, so I know a lot of people. First, I want to just explain. A lot of people are going to be pissed because I keep referring to her as Lady Loki. It's just low. It's just low key. No pun intended. It's just meant to kind of simplify everything. Yes, Sylvie.
Yeah.
I know that's who it is. I'm just letting you guys know. Like, it's just easy to contrast. Like, you have Loki, you have Lady Loki. Yes, I know Sylvie's there. Anyway, you can catch me on, LinkedIn.com/the_RedDog85. You legitimately can find all my stuff there, from Twitter, Instagram, Clapper, TikTok, my YouTube channel. You can also catch my new stuff with the 3 Count Podcast, Now Entering the Ring, and of course you guys find me here with Nerds at the Round Table, all on my Linktree. And also you guys can also find my new affiliations with The Coldest Water. So if you guys go through, click on the link, you guys can go get purchases and stuff. You get, I think, 10% discount for that, and also for Raise. So yeah, those are my new affiliations. So you guys can go get energy drinks and cold water bottles. Pick them up today.
Nice. Very nice. You know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. Go show him all the support. Show him all the love. He deserves it. Before I do mine, please remember to check out Mr. Swagtastic on YouTube. Just because he's not here doesn't mean he's not part of the family. So go check him out. It's a good time. I know he's going to be busy throwing up some new content over the next coming weeks. So keep an eye on that space for sure. I am, of course, Antonio Padilla. You can find me on all social media at Tron Pilgrim or at Tron Pilgrim 87. You'll know which one is me. And you can, if you're watching us on YouTube, and if at any point during this video you enjoyed our content, please consider giving us a like. Consider subscribing to this channel so that you get every video as soon as possible. Like I said, leave a comment down below. We do enjoy hearing from you guys. And you can like us. You can like Nerds of the Roundtable on Facebook, facebook.com/Real Nerds of the Roundtable. You can follow us on Twitter at RealNerds_. And you can always listen to us, anchor.fm/nerds, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere podcasts are available. And that's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you for your continued support. And we'll see you next time. Same nerd time, same nerd channel. Good night, folks.